First question, how did the band start?
How did the band start? Well, actually, it was the original members, Ben Oram, Mike Tyner, and Matt, their old drummer. They got the band together. They all were in separate bands at the time and formed into one band, and that became All Shall Perish. And yeah, I've been with the band for about 3 years now, and yeah, they're like a family to me now, so it's awesome. So.
What was the first song the band sort of done?
The first song I believe that they wrote, if I'm not mistaken, was Deconstruction. So that was off Hate Malice. That was the first record. So
was there any particular message with that track?
It was more relationship stuff, you know, girls, that kind of thing, which is basically how all of our lyrics are based around. You know, it's all political, religious, emotional, you know, basically just life experiences. So
yeah, stuff people relate to, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Who generally writes songs for the band?
Right now, it's a complete, you know, collaborative effort. Eddie did all the vocal, lyrical duties on this latest record. In the past, they kind of mixed it up. Matt did a lot of their old stuff, like writing lyrics and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this time around, Eddie wrote everything, and then it was basically just a all-around collaborative effort between myself, Ben, Mike, and Francesco. So.
How did the band get noticed first? What was the big defining moment for you guys?
Big defining moment. Well, I've only been with the band for about 3 years, but when I joined the band, we did Summer Slaughter, and that was a big stepping stone for us. And then, honestly, we've just been kind of moving forward more and more and more. We actually just did a headliner in the States, went really well. We've been over here in Europe for about 3.5 weeks, doing Grass Pop, Hellfest, playing a lot of main stages in front of a lot of big crowds, seeing a lot of friends, and you know, meeting new people, meeting influences that we all grew up on. I mean, it's been an insane experience. So.
That's cool. Are there any musicians you want to play with long term? You know, some bands out there you think, God, I'd love to just play with you guys.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because actually in Grass Pop, I met Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, or you know, before, and yeah, that was a crazy experience. Obviously, being a drummer, but you know, anybody like. I haven't met him, but John Petrucci would just be absolutely insane to play with. You know, just the music that I grew up on, and Limp Bizkit actually invited us on stage. We met Wes Borland. I remember being in my room when I was 14 and, like, you know, wanting to be him. So it's like, I don't know. It's crazy how you grow up and, you know, you meet these people, and I don't know, it's just like full circle. So.
It's amazing. What are the general goals for the band? What's everybody want to do in regards to the future of the band?
Our goal has always just been, you know, become better players, you know, better at what we do, and you know, hopefully the fans continue to like us, and we can kind of, you know, gradually climb up and do bigger tours, and you know, not to say that we want to dominate the world or be the biggest band in the world, but you know, enough to you know, be able to live comfortably and, you know, do what we love. So.
What advice have you got for anybody, you know, young musicians out there looking at doing what you're sort of doing?
Practice your ass off. Don't give up. Follow your dreams, despite, you know, whatever anybody says to you. You're going to be the only one that's going to make it happen for you. So, you know, if you're playing with a band and they're not, you know, in the same position you are necessarily, like, you know, they're not as motivated or whatever, move on. You know, there's bigger and better things out there for you. So.
Yeah, so there's always like-minded people that they can go to.
Yeah, exactly.
What plans do you have for, you know, up-and-coming albums?
We're actually we're going out on tour with Hatebreed in Whitechapel in the fall, and actually we get back home in about a week, and we're actually going to start writing for the next record. And yeah, pretty much we're going to spend the last part of this year, hopefully early next year, just writing, and then hopefully have a new record out by you know, mid to late next year. So.
So the big tour of that.
Yeah. We're very excited to be touring with Hatebreed, and you know, Jamie has become a really good friend of ours, and yeah, we hope to do, you know, a lot more tours with him. So.
So far, what's been your favorite memory from touring?
Favorite memory. I actually just mentioned it earlier. It's probably been the biggest one for me. We met Wes Borland of Limp Bizkit. Another one for obviously reasons were Mike Portnoy, a huge influence. Honestly, just meeting these musicians that I grew up listening to and kind of inspired me to do what I'm doing right now has been the biggest thing. You know, there's always like the goofy tour antics and all that shit that goes on, but I don't know. When it comes down to it, it's like the meaningful stuff and the people that you meet and the relationships that you develop, you know, through touring, because touring is definitely hard. You know, it definitely takes a certain kind of person. So it's nice to relate with other musicians, and especially musicians that you even looked up to when you were a kid, you know. So
sounds like a lot of the things you've sort of taken away from these tours have been stuff that's progressed on other things, you know, like you said, meeting people, networking. There's other things coming from that then, so you obviously appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every tour that we do, I'm always trying to better myself as a musician, learning new things, talking gear, you know, nerding out, if you will. You know, I always try to take something from each tour, and for the most part it works, you know, and I always feel that each tour I get progressively better, or I learn something new, or a different experience, or a way, you know, well, I shouldn't do that again, or, you know, even if it's a negative experience, you know, so.
Out of all the tours and things you've done so far, what's been sort of one of the wildest things you've got up to as a band?
We did Mayhem in the States with Megadeth, Disturbed, Godsmack. That was absolutely insane tour. Just to be touring with bands that, you know, you grew up listening to on the radio. You know, obviously having bands like Slayer and some of the heavier stuff too that you grew up with, but I mean, like it or not, you know, you heard Disturbed, you heard Godsmack on the radio, and it was just crazy. It was kind of surreal to be touring with bands like that, you know. So.
I imagine a lot of crazy stuff went on, you know, afterwards.
Oh yeah, after parties, drinking, Jaeger. There was actually a story back in Montreal where we all got pretty wasted on Jaeger at a signing, and we all blacked out, and it was just pandemonium. It was just absolutely nuts. Pretty sure the band almost broke up that night because we couldn't find anybody. People were fighting. It was a mess. But we're all here. We're all still family. But that night is definitely goes down in history for All Shall Perish for sure. So
I imagine it must have been some sort of joint decision from there on. Jaeger is limited from now on.
Yeah, well, I don't even think it was a joint decision. I think we all just can't purposely drink it anymore because it just makes, like, I look at Jaeger now, and I used to love Jaeger. I look at Jaeger now and I just want to vomit. So
I imagine the equivalent sort of Vietnam style flashbacks. Like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, maybe I mean, I still love Jaeger, but I can't drink it right now. But hopefully in the next couple years, maybe I can pick it up slowly again. But yeah, just drinking Jaeger straight for that entire day just ruined my life. So
the band's name, where did it sort of derive from? What's the story behind it?
It's basically just a reflection on a lot of the things that go on in the world, life experiences, that kind of thing. Matt, our old drummer, came up with the name, and yeah, it was a perfect name for what the band wanted to get across, and you know, politically, religiously, all that kind of stuff. So it just made sense. So.
What are your music guilty pleasures? You know, there are artists out there that you think you keep to yourself. No, you don't tell people, Jane. Like, I listen to this person, but I shouldn't. You should know this. You know, sort of.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Honestly, I listen to everything under the sun. I mean, guilty pleasures. I mean, earlier it was. I got a comparison. It was Katy Perry or Lady Gaga. And I'm gonna admit, I listen to Lady Gaga. I listen to Katy Perry. I listen to a lot of shitty pop rock. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm all over the place. But guilty pleasures, probably pop music, rap, hip hop, that kind of stuff. So
quite variant in style then.
Yeah.
I suppose that can't be though, because, you know, making music, the more variant you can be, and if you can take influences from everything, even if you, like, say they are terrible.
Exactly.
They do come in handy sometimes.
Exactly. It kind of gets you a breath of fresh air, because, I mean, I love metal, obviously, but it's like we're out on the road constantly, always listening to metal. You have to escape from it at some point. So, you know, it's nice to kind of get a breath of fresh air. So.
Challenges you face as a band, what's been the biggest one, and, you know, how have you sort of overcome it?
I think the biggest challenge was when I came into the band, losing their original drummer and losing their guitar player. I know that was very, a big deal for them. Obviously now, we are all family and we're happy with the decisions that we made and we're a solid band. But at the time, the band was very unsure of what was going to happen, if they were going to be able to find somebody to replace these people, that kind of thing. But since me and Francesco have joined the band, it's been family. It's been great. We've been doing successful tours, probably the most successful tours that All Shall Perish has done. So, that definitely shows growth. It shows the evolution of the band, and it's great. So it's great to be a part of,
Good to be on a steady incline, just seeing things progress. It's got to be so inspiring as musicians to be in that position.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, even with my 3 years being in the band, I've seen that progression myself. So it's great to just even see that in those 3 years. So.
What's the strangest fan experience you guys have had? You had some fans that are doing things they shouldn't be doing. It's like, whoa, now.
Our fans are pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to think. We get kids up on stage all the time. On our headliner, we actually called all of our fans up on stage until basically we just couldn't move on stage. Like our guitar players would just leave the stage and walk out to front of house, and we would just basically give the stage to them, and they would sing along with Eddie and sing "Wage Slaves" was the last song. So I don't know. Fans are everything. It's like we do it for them, and we wouldn't be doing this, if it wasn't for them. So I don't know. We always try to give back to the fans. So
priority, I suppose, isn't it? You keep them sort of going with the music, and then they keep you going with the family. So it's like
exactly. It's like without them, we're nothing. So absolutely nothing.
How are you enjoying GhostFest so far?
It's been great. We got here about 2 hours before we played, so I really haven't been able to catch too many of the bands yet. But hopefully after I get done with press, I'll go check out some bands. I know our buddies in the Mirror are playing, so that should be fun. Hopefully we'll get to enjoy a little bit of it. So
I suppose handy now. I'm supposed to see you at 8:05, so you don't have to worry about me, so you can get off a bit earlier.
No, you're fine.
Yes. Out of all the stuff you've got, what's the biggest crowd pleaser? You play it and people are going to go wild. Security people are going to go wild. They know they're going to go wild. What's the big one?
The big song? We always play Wage Slaves, obviously. That is the song. Price of Existence was definitely a huge record for the band. On our headliner, we played The Last Relapse. That was a big request to the fans, and that was another one that we were stoked to be playing for them. Because I know how much a lot of the fans how meaningful that song is to them and everything. Top song would probably be Wage Slaves. That is All Shall Perish right there. So.
Any nicknames in the group, the band?
Any nicknames? I'm trying to think. We always change them. It's every tour.
Are they specific, or are they just general?
They're just random stuff that's happened on the tour, that kind of thing. Honestly, nothing is coming to mind right now. But we have a bad we have a pretty cruel sense of humor. So nicknames are probably the last thing that they have to worry about. It's always just us, just giving them shit. Our fill-in guitar player for Ben Oram, we've just been giving him shit. But the great thing about him is he gives it right back. So it's just a big circle of just shit talking constantly. But in the end, we're all family and we all love each other. So it's all in good.
Is there a lot of practical jokes going amongst you guys?
Practical jokes, just stupid stuff. We'll be sitting down and somebody will rip somebody's leg hair out, or it's just slap somebody on the back of the head. I don't know. It's just always shenanigans going on 24/7. So.
What's out of the bands you've played with so far in the last couple of years? What one stood out for you? What's been your favourite band you've played with?
Playing with Megadeth was pretty cool. We've played several shows with them since Mayhem. We did Mexico with them. Fear Factory was another one. Our buddy Dino, huge friend of the band's. We played with Adrenaline Mob in Grass Pop, and that was huge for me because obviously being a Mike Portnoy fan, that was really awesome to watch him play. Obviously, I wish it was Dream Theater, but I can't complain. But yeah, those are the ones that come to mind.
So out of the ones you've played, all the gigs you've played, what has been your favourite live one that you guys have done as a set? Blown up.
I would have to probably say Hellfest, man. That it was on this run just a few weeks back. That show was insane. I mean, there's been honestly every show on this tour has just been amazing. That's one that stands out for me just because of how many people were there. I mean, it was 2 in the afternoon and there was like 30,000 people in front of us, so it was just absolutely insane. But honestly, sometimes the club shows. I mean, I love the big shows with a lot of people, but the club shows are where it's at. You know, everybody's sweating. You know, it's just like absolutely chaos. Like like we played in Prague, and you know, kids are getting up on stage, having a great time. We're having a good time. We basically just vibe off each other, and sometimes in those big festival settings, it's really hard to, you know, get that vibe because they're so far away from you. You're so high up. The barriers push back so far. So, you know, we love the kids right in our face. So.
Yeah, a lot of people say that they prefer the smaller venues to the large ones because more intimate. You can be one with the fans and people just keep them going.
Yeah. No, it's completely true, especially in this style of music. You know, it's maybe if I was playing, you know, like pop rock or something, it might be a little bit different. But you know, as far as metal kids, you know, headbanging, moshing, that kind of thing, the energy that comes off the music, it's like you want your fans to be right there in front of you. You know.
I think as well with metal and rock and stuff in general, the fans, they look up to you guys big time. Whereas in pop in general, they just listen to it. There's not that whole connection that you get with metal. You know?
Yeah, I will say the metal fans are very loyal, especially in Europe and all over the country, honestly. But yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. I love metal. I love the community of metal, and yeah, I mean, I've made so many friends just throughout the years just because of music, you know, because of metal. So.
Because of your love.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, last question. Do you have any sort of messages for Bring the Noise readers? Site they work for. Any message you want to put out there?
Just keep up what you're doing. If you're trying to make it, you know, in a band, you know, follow your dreams. Even when it comes to, you know, something that's not music, or you know, you're doing something, you know, design work, or you're trying to, you know, become your own person. You know, don't follow the cliche. You know, like do your own thing. So.
What about you know, up-and-coming things for yourself, like your merch, your albums, things? Anything you want to just quickly finish on for?
Yeah, definitely go out and buy. This is where it ends. We'll have a new record coming out hopefully next year. And yeah, if you're in the States, come out and see us with Haybreed, and hopefully we'll be back over in Europe very soon. So we love it over here. So.
Thanks for your time. Good luck with everything, and keep bringing it nice.
Thank you so much, man.